Hey anyone, oh, that was an awkward wave. Still figuring out the hand thing. Hey anyone, this is anything. Today we are going to be working on um, this website, which is located at, I don't know why there's so much vocal fry, which is located at Gazzola.dev. So this has a little chat window, it's currently not enabled. Last time I'll just hide the screen just so I can go through the chat history and bring up the thing. So just a second. All right, so I'm just going through to find where we finished last time, and then I'll catch you up on where that was. I had a few. I make so many prompts. Let me see. I think it might be this one. I should have prepared this. Now I have a black screen at the start of my stream. At least you can see my hands and hear my voice, right? Make sure you can hear me. Yeah, okay. Yep, okay. So, I am just looking for, dang, I wish I'd have done this earlier. I think it might be this one. Looks like it. All right, yep. So I'll turn the screen back on. Welcome back. Yeah, you can see my hand is kind of, it's really, really bright because the sun is coming in from that side. This side isn't, but it's like transparent. You can see the words behind. Can't believe I didn't think of that before, but yeah. So I've updated that. So this is where we left it last time. Most of this formatting stuff is just in my template. I'm thinking of giving this stuff away somehow. I've just got like these templates here and these pattern files, which I'll be using to build the app. This is what I've been using recently for other work, and it's just been a lifesaver. And it sounds corny to say it like that, but anyway. Let's see. So these are the instructions. There were quite a bit. This is the whole instructions section, but it basically just describes the app, everything I could think of in relation to how it's going to work in a demo sense. So this is all just for the first demonstration. And yeah, so it's provided a development guide, which is for me. This won't be included in the, as a file, but then there's also a README, which is for future developers and anyone who's kind of interested. And it's just a minimal kind of representation of the general structure and how things relate to each other, how they work. Then we have the App Store. So this is a central Zustand. I feel corny every time I say it, but I think that's how you're supposed to say it, and I can't not say it that way, I guess, or at least I don't want to. Anyway, I don't want to say Zustand. So yeah, this is a Zustand store. It's a single store that's intended to store all of this data. Hopefully they've imported that from Superbase, but I say they. Just checking for... This is something I could check later, I'm just curious. They've created in there, so I can't really know. But that's instructions that I gave it, so... okay, I can check it here. Yeah, no, they've just hard-coded the user. So all this kind of stuff I'm going to have to... Like, I actually didn't specify. Maybe I did. So yeah, essentially I'm going to need to redo a lot of stuff, but this is a really good place to start. So I've got the repo open. I'm going to start setting it up. I'll turn the mic off just to focus and make some progress. But before I do that, I'll just show you the game where I'm at the moment. Standing on a bit of a thing. I'm connecting the world with these things, with paths. I'm about to run out of. I might be able to make enough. Got heaps of gravel. Yeah, no, I got too much gravel. I'll go to a different place. But yeah, I just sort of have been wandering around finding interesting points and connecting them. So this is actually where I want to work on today. Yeah, I have like a main line. This is all connected. This one that I'm standing on is just, and that one up there, they aren't connected to anything. It's just like I'll connect them later. But this one, it connects all the way back, and this is an intersection, and it's perfectly aimed to go up. I think it's perfectly aimed. actually looks like the slope might be too low. I didn't think about the slope. I aimed it in the right angle to like match up with the hole that I can see at the top there, but I think I'm gonna have to increase the, but stairs might be too steep. I think I'll start low and then I might go higher when I get closer. Would it be cooler to go higher and then flat? I don't know, but I'll head over there, not right now, but when I get back, I play the game when the code is generating. So if you would like to hear me chat, then you can sort of scrub along the bottom of the timeline and find places where I'm playing the game, and I'll be catching you up on what I was just doing and what the prompt was for and all that stuff. And yeah, so that's all I really have to say, but I do just need to get to like a good stopping point because I get lost so easy. So I'll go like, I also think there might be a witch in this swamp or a warlock. Um, yeah, he's like, he has ended my game before, so they have ended my game before. So this is a good place to stop. I'll just like face this direction. That's the sort of home, and then this is where we're exploring out. So I'll just pause that way. Just a quick bit about me. My name is Az anything, but yeah, anyway, call me Az. I'm 33. I have a Bachelor of Science and a honors degree in human anatomy and physiology. And yeah, now I'm a programmer. I learnt over 2 years and then I've been working for 5 years since then. So 7 years of experience. And what I'm sort of doing here with these streams is essentially trying to just open up a communication channel to, yeah, if anyone is making an app or, has any questions, feel free to jump in the chat. You can share your code with me if you like, and I can even look through it on the stream and fix some things or whatever. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do now, I think I already mentioned, is I'll implement all this. If you want to hear me chat about what I've been up to, then scrub along the bottom to find the gameplay. Okay, bye. Okay, so I'll send it and then All right. So I just sent a prompt refining it. So I was deciding whether to do it again, like edit the original and um, send that original one again, but I went with an edit because it's not too complex and we're creating new files rather than editing old ones. So an edit of the prompt should be fine rather than, no, sorry, another second prompt should be fine. It shouldn't be too much data. All I really did was just asked it to be a little bit more simple, a little bit more minimal, follow more of an minimal viable product approach because it was trying to do a little bit too much, and it's much better to, I'm saying much so many times, it's better to start simple and then just add things. It's really tempting to just try and plan everything ahead. So then it's all good to go, and then you're like, well, now it's all ready. It's like, no, it's not ready. You've just like added a lot of stuff you're going to change later because you never know what you're going to end up needing or changing. So yeah, I've just asked it to make it simpler, so it shouldn't take too long to edit. I just play a little bit of the game so that you can know that I'm talking now. So they're the same files. I just wanted to specify. The main thing I wanted to change was the route, the path, the routing, the route layout. I just simplified it down to you've just got your chat app on the public page, which the admin also sees. So if the admin opens up a conversation from their protected admin route, then it will just go to the main root chat page. And then if they click a contract, it will open up a modal. And if they click a client, then it will open up a profile modal. And yeah, and then also the just minimize the store and use a superbase user. So I'm going to, oh nice, that's nice and short. I'll read through this and get started, and then I'll play the game again when I'm chatting again. Bye. All right, I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing at the moment. I'm doing a general cleanup. I'm going to make some. I won't talk about what I'm doing in the game. I'll talk about what I'm doing. Okay, well, I've got to go back this way. Anyway, so while I'm strolling along this path, I'll tell you what I'm up to. I'm deleting Lexical. I previously had Lexical, which is a rich text editor, set up as the input for the chat. But I'm simplifying to just use a text area so that we can reduce some of the complexity and increase the iteration time with AI. And the other thing that I'm doing is setting up the routes. So previously, I don't know why, I think I had been working on a project that had a source file, and I was treating the app file, sorry, the source directory. I was treating the app directory as though it were a source directory. In the latest version of app, latest version of Next.js, the app directory is significant because that's how you sort out your routing. I can't quite see my place from here yet. So the files that are in the directories that are inside of the app directory correspond with routes. So if you have a folder inside of the app folder, then it's actually going to think of it as a route. It won't actually create a route page unless you put a page file in there, but it's just best practice. So I just wanted to quickly jump in the game and explain what I'm doing at the moment is cleaning things up for best practice, making sure there's no route conflicts by doing those, changing the file, moving the files around like that. And then I'm also deleting and adding dependencies so that all of the types are known. So I'm not even using the dependencies yet, but by setting them up, then the app is aware of all the types. So I came here to get some cobblestone, but I think I've got to go further that way. So I'll go like that so I know where I'm going. And then I'll continue what I'm doing. So I also set up a dev. The reason I'm making all these changes is because I initially made this repo a long time ago. Not that long ago, really, but in technology, I guess it's a while ago. And now I am refactoring everything specifically to be handled best by AI. And one of the main things is compartmentalization. So I have, and it's what these patterns actually correspond to. So I've compartmentalized everything into these, and I basically have one folder for each, except for the hooks. They just share a folder. They have different naming conventions for the different purposes. This actually isn't the best way of describing it. I'll just show you in the folders itself. So let me just close all this. I've got a lot of glare on my screen today. Okay. So yeah, the app directory, layout and page inside of any folders inside of the app directory are significant. So before, this dev folder, for example, wasn't this folder, but one of these might be in here. And so then that would actually create, potentially, if you put a page file inside that folder, that will create a route. So we don't want that. So we want these folders to all be on the root level, which is where they are now. And yeah, that's what I've been doing. And I'm also going to change this to components. So I'm just going to continue going through cleaning things up, and then I will start next by first adding in I'm just going to keep cleaning up for a while, and then I'll take the next step when I take it. And if you want to hear me chatting again, just scrub to the next point in the video where I'm playing the game. Bye. Okie doke. So I'll play a little bit, hit the prompt, play a bit more, and then when it's finished, I'll wrap up the stream. I think an hour is like a good minimum to do. I'm just going to try and do a stream every day. I'm currently going back to get some cobblestone. There might have been some there, but I know there's some over here, so I'll I'll eat first actually. It's kind of scary seeing the health bar that low. Okay. Okie doke. Make sure the microphone's on too. Yep. Okay, so this is a long prompt. It's all in text. There's nothing attached, but this is about the max. I'd say this is like 80%, maybe like 70, because I'm asking it to generate a lot of files and I'm not giving it a lot of files. When you give it, it's the files that you give that confuse it. I am asking for all of these new files to create specific hooks, stores, and types for the chat only. So this is what I'll use for messages, conversations. That's pretty much it. Messages and conversation data, and upload data, I guess, as well. But it's a nice compartmentalization size, modularity thing, whatever. So I'm asking, this is actually copied from the dev guide that it gave me. I'm just going to go with its suggestion. I think it makes sense using this separate. It does tend to create too many files, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, because small files are good, so more files are make smaller files, and then it's easier for Claude to digest. I've asked for this because there's a specific use effect within the chat up file. So that's just, well, that's there. I'm asking for that too. It's just a small one. Utility file. And then these are, I attached the current, might not be rendering. Yeah, it is. Oh no, this isn't rendering, this is the live site. So I've attached just the formatting, even though it's not that great, but it is like a nice style. I like how I like the transparent thing, as you can tell. Um, and yeah, so then I've given it the store file that it gave me before. I haven't really looked at it, but it's only until I start working with the functionality and testing that I actually will need to do any changes. So I'm basically also including that. I didn't really mention it. I didn't mention it. Follow dev guide. Use this something. Yep. The chat store should. So I'll just finish my train of thought of what I was saying, and then I'll continue because I just got to edit the prompt a little bit. So I've added these main stores. So we've got the main app store, the main app types. This is where the user data, the profile data, all that kind of stuff is going to be. And then the more focused ones are the ones that have the entity names. And yeah, so I've also given it the dev guide. That might confuse it, but we'll see how we go. Because I might have just, this is where I got that from. It might be better to use that, but the dev guide also includes a little bit more detail, hopefully not too much. And I've specifically asked to follow the dev guide, and I've pasted some patterns below. I think I've only done store patterns and types patterns because we're not doing any database interactions. We don't need to worry about queries, clients, actions, database types. We're just creating new types now, and then when we implement that stuff, we'll create new types again from the database. Okay, so the standalone hook, just to scroll to the bottom when a message is added, then create all the files following the documentation. The chat store and hooks should handle the chat logic and data management, while the app store and app hooks should handle the global data. Handle global data. Use the styling and elements from the attached chat app and messages components to create the attached obsolete you don't actually need it. It doesn't need to know that. The attached to create new chat components. That might confuse it. All right, I think that's it. Let's hit send. Yeah, so I'm not going to implement this one today. I'm just going to, yeah, I'll wrap it up after this. This is my main, whoops, bump and stuff. Bumping things. Still in, yeah. Okay, what am I doing? I'm getting some stone. Cobble. Don't want to fill up too much because I need to have one emerald that's, oh there you go, I can just do this. I always forget about bundles. I got 20 emeralds in there. Uh, what else? I need more room. I don't want dirt. You can have the dirt. I bet there's gravel. I think gravel's good for cobblestone. Do you actually get it from, or do you like find it when you dig? I think you just find it when you dig the gravel. For flint, I mean. You find flint when you dig gravel, and I think flint is good for arrows, but I don't really do any fighting. I like just hide. That's why I've got these pathways. My microphone was far away. Yeah, I don't really do much fighting. I just hide, I run away, and like I'll put like a wall up and then I'll like swing at their feet or whatever. Um, yeah, so that's why I don't really need arrows or anything. The main thing I need is just armor. Just I've got iron, what is it? Uh, diamond armor, and that's pretty much been all I needed. It's still pretty healthy. Just a shield and armor, and I awkwardly hold my buggy mouse. I need to get a new mouse, but I think it's actually fine. I think it's the Bluetooth when I wear this headset. Um, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, so I'll show you the little area I'm doing. Is it finished? I think it's finished. But I'll just show you the little area. So my whole idea with this little network that I'm making, first of all, it's just a very easy passive activity to do in the background that I can sort of just jump back into and switch my mind off while Claude is generating, just so that I can come back with a fresh mind and write another prompt and do that again and again. Just switches it up. So this is I'm going to make this like a farm area. This is what was all like, I like that. I like the natural formations. I call them natural. I know they're not really, but they kind of are organic. They kind of evolved in a weird way. They weren't designed. I just dig it. So I'm going to do like a sky farm out here, and then I'm going to create. I'm going to put the farmer villager, or probably a few. I don't know. I think it's useful to have multiple so that you can sell multiple things. And then I'll just do like different layers, and so that you actually need to like go from the village all the way out here in order to trade and farm, to trade farm products and to farm yourself. And I might automate it, but I also might not. I just think it would be cool to have like, this is the farming zone. It's like a sphere of farming. And then you go further along and there's like the wood cutting up there or something. And you actually need to like, I'll have a rail cart going along here. I think it's a good way of just having something on the screen while I'm chatting away, talking about what I've been programming. Speaking of which, I'll just explain. I think I already did pretty much cover it. So I'll just wrap up. It's produced all those files in one prompt. Just as an aside, I wanted to mention that Sonnet 4 is plenty. The Opus takes up too much tokens, and I don't notice any benefit. I think the main thing is just to keep the prompt size limited and specific. It's a bit of a balancing act to know how much time to invest into prompt engineering compared to just directly writing the code yourself. And so yeah, that's the challenge. And so next time I will implement these. This is where we'll start from. Is there a little star can I star this? I don't know. Where's the star? I don't want to open this because then you'll see my other chats. I don't know. I'll star it later. And this is where we'll start next time. I probably won't start in the same position from Minecraft. I'll do something else. But thank you for watching. If you watched, I'm going to try and do an hour minimum each day around midday. I most likely will be late, but I kind of am just letting myself just stream. I might be early, might be late. I'm just going to schedule it in every day for midday. Yeah, so then I'm just going to try to do it every day. So if you're around and if you're a vibe coder, if you're even curious, maybe you just want something in the background at that time and you just like, what's this dude dude's hands up to on the keyboard. And yeah, so anyway, tune in. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.